Hello and welcome to York Observatory's weekly TeleTube broadcast, the online astronomy astrophysics program written and presented by the students, faculty, alumni, and friends of York University. We are broadcasting live from the Alan I. Carswell Observatory located at York University in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. York TeleTube York YouTube broadcasts most Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. local Toronto time at youtube.com/user/YorkU Observatory/live. For any questions or comments you have of our past shows, or if you have suggestions for future topics, please send us an email at observe@yorku.ca. You can always connect with us on Twitter or Instagram with the handle at York Observatory and on Facebook at Alan I. Carswell Obs. We would like to inform you about the opening and call for applications for the Summer 2023 Astronomer in Residence program. This program is a collaboration of the Alan I. Carswell Observatory with Killarney Provincial Park to host astronomers in the certified dark sky site of Killarney to lead in-person presentations and shows using the park's observatory. To learn more about the program, its requirements, and the application process, visit our website at yorku.ca/science/observatory/AIR. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sergey, and I'll be one of your hosts this evening, along with Marianna, Matteo, Cam, and Ren. Tonight, we have Peace Ikpotokin as our special guest, and we will learn more about stargazing. Before we get started, I would like to mention that the observatory at your campus is in Toronto, and we would like to welcome you all to our show and to acknowledge the traditional land that our telescope is on. The observatory acknowledges its presence on the traditional territory of many Indigenous nations. The area known as Toronto has been taken care of by the Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and the Métis. It is now home to many Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge the current treaty holders, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Our stargazing and astronomical efforts join the long history and current practices of astronomy for this land. The observatory looks forward to continuing to learn and revitalizing our knowledge in the area.
Welcome, everyone. Before we get started with our main show, we want to give you a little update of what you can see this coming week. The moon is in the waxing crescent phase with an illumination fraction of 22.09% as seen from Earth. This is the phase where the moon starts to become visible again after the new moon. Even though only a small part of the moon is illuminated in this phase, you can sometimes faintly see the rest of the moon. This phenomenon is known as Earthshine and begins after the new moon phase, which was on Friday, May 19th, 2023. The waxing crescent phase will last for 7 days, and during these 7 days, the right edge of the moon will become brighter as it approaches an illumination fraction of 50%, i.e. the first quarter phase. The sunset tonight is at 8:47 p.m. EDT, and there are many objects in the sky to see. Starting off with Venus, which should be visible a little after sunset today, as well as Mars. Both of these planets can be viewed with the naked eye. The Beehive cluster will also be up. This cluster, also known as Messier 44, is near the constellation Cancer and can also be seen in a clear, dark sky. Both Mars and the Beehive cluster will be located very close to the crescent moon, so make sure to take a look around there. The star Castor and Pollux will also be up and visible not too far away from the other objects. All of these objects will be visible to the naked eye on a clear, dark sky again. However, to use binoculars or telescope viewing is always encouraged. These objects are super cool and definitely something you do not want to miss, so make sure to get outside and look up at the stars. Now I would like to give it away to my colleague Cam.
Hello, everyone. For today's TeleTube episode, our guest speaker is Peace Ikpotokin, who is a master's student studying civil engineering at York University. She graduated with honors from the Federal University of Technology, AICO, with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering and a national diploma with distinction. She loves volunteering, and in recent years, she has worked on high-profile projects in construction, telecommunications, and oil and gas industries, collaborating with recognized companies and making substantial contributions via cooperation and leadership. In addition, she volunteered for the National Society of Black Engineers, International Youth Council, Sherwood, and Nigerian Red Cross Society. She has worked at the National Academy for Engineering for 2 years on helping students improve their essay writing skills. She has earned recognition for her outstanding volunteer work. In fact, Peace Ikpotokin was chosen to be part of the Commonwealth Women Mentoring Program, which selects women Commonwealth citizens aged 18 to 29 who have displayed leadership and determination in their jobs or community projects. In her free time, she enjoys traveling and exploring the beauty of nature. We're glad to have you for today's episode, Peace. Please go ahead and take it away.
Great. Hello, everyone. I am Peace Ikpotokin, and I'm a master's student in civil engineering in my second year under the supervision of Professor Lem Butler. Today, I will be presenting a talk on stargazing, also known as gazing stars at night. Great. A brief introduction and significance. Take your time to watch this video. Awesome. From watching this video, you will agree with me that the star is looking so beautiful. Also, these pictures present actual outdoor stargazing activity. Let's now move to discuss what a star is, what's the significance of stargazing, and how we can purposefully enjoy this activity. What's up about stars? According to NASA, stars are the most widely recognized astronomical objects and represent the most fundamental building blocks of galaxies. The age, the distribution, and composition of the stars in a galaxy trace the history, dynamics, and evolution of that galaxy. Moreover, stars are responsible for the manufacture and distribution of heavy elements such as carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen, and their characteristics are intimately tied to the characteristics of the planetary systems that revolve around them. A few reasons why we need to stargaze, among others. First of all, we want to be able to observe the movement of the celestial bodies just by the naked eyes. Another reason is that we will be able to observe the planets and how it rotates. Another thing we can watch in the sky is the moon. And of course, the last but not the least is the stars itself. A few points to note why embarking on this activity. First, you want to learn this night sky by using resources such as stellarium and time and date. Familiarizing yourself with the night sky by just learning about the major constellations and the visible planets. Use star charts or your smartphone apps to be able to identify the different stars and the celestial objects. Also, being able to understand what you're looking at can enhance your appreciation and enjoyment. Stellarium and time and date are useful resources to help you learn the sky. First of all, stellarium is a planetary program that helps you observe the night sky at a given location and time of the year. While the latter, of course, gives you information of the sun, the moon, the weather, and other features. And it's worth trying just to begin with. A second point to note is that stargazing often involves a sense of wonder and introspection. Just taking the opportunity to reflect on the vastness of the universe and our place within. Allow your mind to wander and contemplate the mysteries and the beautiful of the cosmos. So, we've talked about stars briefly. So what are the objects to look out for in the sky? We agree that stars are the most abundant objects in this night sky, but observe their different colors, their brightness, their patterns, and also you can identify the specific constellations or individual stars, such as the North Star, which is the Polaris, or the Bright Sirius. Another object to watch out for in the sky is the wonders. Looking for planets visible to the naked eye, just like Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. They appear as bright, non-twinkling objects in the night sky. And you can be able to track their positions using astronomy apps or website to know when and where exactly to find them. The third object you can look out for in the sky is the moon. The moon, you will agree with me, is a very prominent and ever-changing celestial object. Observing its phases, the surface, the features, and the way it illuminates the surrounding sky. During specific phases, you may also witness the lunar eclipses or other lunar events. A very good observation in the sky is also called meteor showers. Meteor showers occur when the Earth passes through the debris left by comets or asteroids. Look for predicted meteor showers and observe shooting stars streaking across the sky. The Perseid and Geminids are two well-known meteor showers. And another beautiful thing is that 2023 is the year of meteor showers in Ontario. So, let's talk about some of the interesting things we can do in Ontario this summer. First of all, we can look at Jupiter, which is the brightest light. So what are some of the features of the Jupiter? As the sky darkens after sunset, the stars display themselves one by one, starting with the brightest. And a popular misconception is that the North Star, called the Polaris, is the first to appear. This is not the case because as though the Polaris is the 48th brightest star in the northern sky, on this warmer summer night, the first point seen is not a star, but a planet. Jupiter can be seen at about 10 minutes after the sunset and is positioned high in the sky. It sets in the west at 2 a.m. local time, and by the end of July, just before 11 p.m. local time. Any telescope will reveal the 4 main Galilean moons that orbit around it. Another very interesting thing to do this summer is to see the Saturn, which is referred to as the Lord of the Rings. The showpiece of the night is always the planet Saturn, dubbed the Lord of the Rings. A first look through a telescope will take your breath away. A telescope of any size will show Saturn's rings. Also, the high magnification of larger telescope will reveal more surface and ring details, along with up to 7 of its main moons. Saturn is known to be yellowish in color and the brightest object in the southeast sky after sunset. And of course, another thing is that it stays out all night long. Both Jupiter and Saturn possess about 65 much smaller moons. A very good reason to be out this summer in Ontario is to observe the Milky Way stars. Once you are under the pristine skies of northern and eastern Ontario, the magic of this night sky begins. The handful of stars seen under city lights are now lost in a much greater sea of fainter distant suns. We also have first-hand experience with scenes such of this Milky Way galaxy. Though if you don't have a telescope, binoculars could be ideal for seeing distant celestial objects. Charles Messier was a prolific 18th century comet hunter who also published a catalog of these objects he came across while he was hunting. The fourth thing we can do this summer while sky gazing is to also look at the northern lights and observe this. According to Gary Boyle, he said you can keep your eyes to watch out for these beautiful lights which dance across the northern skies. They usually appear green in color, but with red, blue, and violet, and they can also paint the sky. New moons will occur on June 24 and July 23, with full moons occurring July 9 and August 7th. So, are you thinking about what geological features make up the moon? Then, your question is about to be answered. According to the USGS, using Geographic Information System software, they were able to match their built-in boundary areas of the east side, the central side, and west side maps, and integrated the overlapping areas between the poles and near side maps. The polar maps overlap the boundaries of the east, the central far west, and the near side maps by about 5 degrees, which you can see in the picture. And finally, the near side map overlaps the both poles and the east and west side maps to varying degrees, giving its irregular boundary shape. A NASA space agent grant student S. Harrod mapped the surface features in a consistent manner, and something about these original maps did not include were that these features, such as the crater rim crest, the buried crater rim crest, the fissures, the grabens, the cracks, the marine ridges, the faults, unless this type were seen. And of course, if you want to explore some of these wonderful resources, you can also read or refer to some of these references to provide yourself with more background information if you want to possibly know more about stargazing and of course how you can enjoy this activity. Thank you. Over to you, my host.
Thank you for your wonderful and informative presentation. We have several questions that we would like to ask you. My first question is, what is one of the best places to do stargazing in Ontario?
Interesting question. One of the wonderful places in Ontario you can actually do stargazing is the Carlene Park, where we have an observatory and of course some telescope. So it's going to be a wonderful place if you want to do stargazing, especially in the summer.
That is very helpful to know. Thank you for answering my question. I am now passing it away to my colleague Matteo.
Thank you very much, Cam. Here are my questions. The first one is, what is your favorite object to observe in the sky and why?
As a lover of nature, I prefer and my favorite object to observe is usually the stars, because sometimes when you're gazing at the star, it seems like, oh, the star is moving. And then the next minute, you observe that it's not actually moving when I'm stationary. Oh, it seems like it's the planet moving. You know, the interesting view of that moment is usually thrilling and exciting. So the star is definitely my favorite to observe.
That is a great answer. And here's my second question. Is there something you're looking forward to viewing in the most in 2023?
Yes, I would say the meteor showers, and this is because this particular year is the year of meteor showers in Ontario. 2023 is the year of meteor showers in Ontario, and it's something I'm looking forward to seeing this summer.
Very great answers. Thank you very much. I will now hand over the questions to Ren.
Thank you, Matteo. So Peace, I was wondering what got you interested in stargazing?
Okay, I had a love for physics, and also I took a geography course in my high school, and a combination of the both made me enjoy the beauty of nature, made me want to explore nature, just to experience the beauty of nature. So that really got me interested in what's up in the sky, what's happening in the sky. Thank you.
That's a really great answer. I really like that one. So now I'll pass it on to Sergey.
Thank you very much, Peace, for your informative presentation. My question for you is, how has your engineering background helped you in stargazing?
Well, I would say coming from the part of reflecting and observing, like I said, taking courses in geography and geology sort of shaped my interest in stargazing, but also the ability to be patient, to observe things, which is very crucial. It's a crucial skill in engineering. I feel has also helped my interest in this activity.
Thank you. Now I would like to pass it over to my colleague, Marianna.
Thank you, Sergey. I have one final question for you, Peace. That being, what skills from stargazing can help a person's career in STEM?
Well, to help a person's career in STEM, observatory skills are crucial, because from time to time, you might need to do some laboratory activity, investigative studies. So the ability to patiently observe, to note important facts or what you can see, can be a very crucial skill and important skill for stargazing. Yeah, it can help a career in STEM.
Well, thank you very much for your informative answers. I would now like it to pass it on to Ren so she can end tonight's guest TeleTube.
Well, everyone, you have been listening to the Alan I. Carswell Observatory's weekly TeleTube broadcast, the Astronomy and Astrophysics program written and presented by the students, faculty, alumni, and friends of York University. The hosts this evening have been Sergey, Marianna, Matteo, Cam, and myself, Ren. Make sure to leave any comments or questions in the comment section of the video and talk to us in the chat right now. We will be around for the next 20 minutes to answer your questions. All of our programs are free, but if you would like to make a donation, see our website at yorku.ca/science/observatory/. You can always connect with us on Twitter with the handle @YorkObservatory and check out our website for show notes, content, updates, and contact info at yorku.ca/science/observatory/. Thanks for tuning in, clear skies, and have a good night.